What is up, guys? Welcome to this scorching day we have here. My goodness, is it flipping hot here in Michigan. It is 90 degrees, feels like 95 to 96 depending on the day. Right now it still feels like 95, which is absolute crazy. But today we got something brand new on this channel. So recently I got one of those Temu glide baits off TikTok and I fell in love with it. Glide bait fishing, it was so fun. I've never done it before. And I caught a couple really nice bass and I ended up losing it to a pike. So I was at Dick's Sporting Goods the other day and I picked up this bad boy, the 6 cent straw, and also this, the Bucca Trick Shad. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but I got these two swim baits and today we are going to be throwing them and seeing what monsters we can catch. I'm hoping that we can catch some giants today. It's a little bit hot, but I'm still thinking that we're gonna be able to get a pretty nice bite, especially, some big ones. That's the goal at least. I'll take any bite, but obviously the big ones. But we're gonna go ahead, get to the spot, and I'll explain a little bit more and tie up one of these monsters. All right, you guys, we just pulled up to our first spot and we are starting off with this Bucca, I think it's the Bucca Trick Shad. I could be wrong, I don't have the packaging on me, but it's the one from Bucca. We got the 13 fishing Inception and we have a 13 fishing rod, and it is a 7.4 heavy with a fast action. So not the most ideal swim bait setup, but I'm working with what I have right now, and this is probably my best rod. It's my longest rod, and it is definitely my heaviest rod for sure. If not, I would be throwing this probably on my frogging setup, which is a 7.2 heavy. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off with this. But my plan for today is kind of just to beat around the banks a little bit. Beat around the banks, fish, weed ledges, stuff like that. With these glide baits, I don't think they work particularly well in the deep. So right now, or some might, but this is one of those subsurface and slow sink ones. So it's not gonna get down to the bottom as effectively. So we're kind of just gonna be working this in the shallows area and see if we can get any of those fish to come out of there. Let's see if we can see some of the action on this. See, it's not too bad. Oh, our hook was tangled up a little bit. That probably will help. But I was out here the other day and I was catching a good amount of fish on some swim baits. I had a little cheap one from TikTok shop. You guys have probably seen it if you do glide bait fishing. It's that white one. You could probably get it on Temu for like $5. But I caught a couple pretty decent bass on there. Unfortunately, a pike stole it from me, so I'm hoping that we're not going to have the same problem with this one, because I'd be a little bit annoyed because I think this thing was like $40. So losing that to a pike would be super annoying. We're going to go ahead and see what we can catch. Hopefully it's a pretty big one. Oh, there we go. Wow, that was not expecting, but I literally just made a quick pitch out there to see if I could get the rhythm down, and wow, that bass, oh my gosh, these hooks are so sharp. Look at this. The bait is almost as big as him, but wow, that was fast. First fish of the day, and it's literally a bass that might be 10 inches. This is a 6-inch. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Trick Shad, but please correct me if I'm wrong. This is the 6-inch version of one. So it's a pretty decent sized bait. And that bass must have been really hungry, but that did not take long at all. 5 minutes in and we already got one. But man, what a way to start. So by no means am I'm literally just recently, within the past 2 weeks, I've started trying to get into glide bait fishing. So if you guys have any recommendations on gear, bait, anything, I will 100% take them. I see throwback baits. I was looking at getting one of them, but you know, they also sell out pretty quickly. And the color that I wanted, which was that purple dawn, or the purple and pink one, I wanted that one. And I was looking on eBay, and they're like $200 or $200 to $300 for a resale. And I can't stomach spending that much. But I have this one, and you guys will see the second swim bait that I picked up here after we switch it up. We're gonna see if we can catch some on this trick shad, and then we're gonna switch up to the 6 cents draw. I went ahead and picked up the 6 cents draw. I saw that it was on sale, so I said, you know what? I've seen a lot of good things about it, and we will go ahead and see if we can catch something on that. There we go. Big bass. Here's a nice one. That's a nice bass. Look at that one. Shit. Oh, popped right off. Dang it. Oh my gosh, I'm a bot. Should have just netted him, you guys. I don't really know what I was thinking, but there you guys saw it. It was probably a 3-pounder. So, dang it. All right, next one is getting netted regardless. That was gonna be not too shabby of a fish. Shoot. Dang, I was lazy because I didn't feel like digging the trebles out, but man, just missed out on like a 3-pounder. Oh, we got one. Oh my gosh, it is a little pickerel. No, not pickerel, pike. Oh my gosh. All right. This is what I mean. Little rat on the swim bait though. Go ahead, get him on back. I want nothing to do with you guys. Gotta grab my rag to wipe my hands off, 'cause it's gross. Pike slime is no joke. So luckily, by the looks of it, he didn't actually get the line. I think we only got the back treble in him, but still, that was scary. I am not for these pike. You know, I do love pike fishing, don't get me wrong. I think it's extremely fun, catch some giants, but when you're trying to bass fish with expensive lures, I wish I could just turn the pike bite off. You know, most of the lakes around me have pike, so there's really not anywhere I could go besides ponds that don't have them. And most of the ponds around me right now are covered in weeds and lily pads. So throwing one of these glide baits is probably pretty unrealistic. But here come the fall, once all these weeds start to die, I am definitely going to be taking some of these glide baits to ponds that you guys have seen before. And I'm gonna try and see if I can catch the pond monster in there, because there's no better way to get on a big bass bite than a big giant glide bait. It's a big meal. It kind of looks like an easy meal, especially if you work it slow when the water's nice and cold. You could definitely catch some giants. But we're gonna keep on keeping on. We're gonna keep going straight ahead, and hopefully get another bass or two in the boat. We had caught that first one, hooked the second one. Basically, I was getting ready to boat flip him, and then he squirmed off, and then missed that pike, thankfully, and then we just managed to get that little rat. There we go. fish. What do we got? Looks to be a bass. Get up here, buddy. Get up. Here's this culprit. Maybe about a pounder. Not big. I'm surprised that little bass will eat, you know, a swimbait of this size. I mean, I guess 6 inches isn't like terribly giant when it comes to swimbait fishing. You know, I'd say most forage species in here probably right around that 6-inch mark. But, you know, I also would have thought that a lot of them would have been a little bit more hesitant to eat it, if that makes sense. Like, obviously we hooked that giant, almost had it, or basically had it to the boat. If I wasn't such a lazy bum, we would have got it in the boat. But, you know, that's a couple fish now that have just swiped at it. So, you know, none of these fish have completely like came up and engulfed it, but it has a pretty good hookup ratio, I'd say. I mean, we've basically hooked almost every fish that has tried to eat this bait. And you guys can see, I mean, it's got some pretty good gliding action, if you guys can see that. It's hard to do one-handed, but I'm pretty impressed with this so far. I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about or what to look for, but, you know, so far it seems to be working for me. So all you guys who fish swim baits a little bit more, probably like, you know what, maybe he's doing it good, he's not, but, you know, I'm learning as I go. Wow, Jesus, what the heck? This might be a nice one. It definitely is a nice one. I'm not gonna let you jump, mister. I'm not gonna let you jump. I didn't even move the bait. And the thing swam right in, or like I literally twitched it once. Barely. And here we go. Not a bad bass. There we go. Definitely the biggest of the day that we have landed. Look at that mouth. Go ahead, get him on back. What a weird eat. Like, I casted it right up there, and then by the time I went to twitch it, he was already on. Hey, I mean, I'll take an aggressive bite all freaking day. Not gonna complain. This is exactly why I did not want to net the first couple. It's because once you get a treble hook stuck in the net, it can be a challenge to get it out. There we are. All right. Boom, boom, boom. I think we're gonna finish fishing right up this little island right here, and then I need to go back and grab some waters, because like I said, it feels like 95, so it is flipping hot and I am so thirsty. I'm gonna go back to the house, grab some waters, and then we are going to go to the opposite side of the lake, throw on the 6 cents draw, and see what kind of magic that can work us. The Bucca, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. But let's see how its buddy, the 6 cents draw can, look at that, something just busted. But we can see how the 6 cents draw is going to put up. If the 6 cents draw doesn't, you know, get us any bites, I'll probably fish it for an hour. If no bites, I'm gonna throw this back on and see if we can finish the night off strong. Maybe we get like an official evening bite. It's 6 o'clock right now, so technically probably like an hour and a half till that evening bite flips on. But other than that, I cannot complain. For a first official day throwing swim baits, I am gonna take it. All right. Woo, that's bright. But we just got our drinks. As you guys can see, Diet Coke, because that is the best popper soda, whatever you want to call it, out there. Man, that's good. But we are going to switch up from the Bucca Shad to this bad boy right here. Oh shoot, sticky hooks. But this is the 6.5-inch draw from 6 cents. So we're gonna head over to the other side of the lake where it's hopefully not so windy. The breeze does feel super good though, because it's so hot. We're gonna head over to the other side of the lake and do the same thing, kind of just beat the bank, beat these weed lines and docks with these swim baits, and hopefully we're gonna catch a couple on this and some big ones too. I am not making the mistake of not netting them anymore. Every fish that's probably above 2 pounds is gonna get netted just so we can get them in the boat and hopefully get some sick shots of them. But we're gonna go ahead, get onto the other side of the lake, and I'll catch you when we get there. All right, going in, 6 cents draw, of course. Got some visitors right up here, but I'll fight them off, I don't really care. Looks like this bait, I'm gonna have to get used to it. Let's see, the gliding action on this is definitely a little bit more finicky. Man. All right, this is gonna take a little bit of getting used to for sure. No way. Oh my God, he's still on it. Got him. Got him. That was sick. Let's freaking go. Look at this toad on the draw. Oh my goodness, you guys. At the tank. That's probably like a 3-pounder. Maybe high 2s. Right on the draw. Yes, sir. Now let's see if we can dig this hook out. Let's go. 6.5-inch draw. Right here. Finally, nice one. Send him on back. Yes. Ooh, got him. Oh, this is a nice one. Oh my God. That was a flippin' giant. Oh my gosh. That might have been a 5-pounder. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Barely hooked. Oh my, I'm so annoyed. I mean, this thing is gonna give you giant bites. Holy crap, that thing was effing huge. There we go. Keep the rod tip down. Not letting you get off. No, sir. Couldn't tell if we had one or not. Whew. Just gonna grab you the old-fashioned way. Still use the pliers though, just because I don't want to risk it. Go ahead, get on out of here. But dang, there we go. Little guy. Sending him back down. And just like that, we are done. That was so flippin' fun. This Bucca Shad right here, I would definitely say is a little bit better. Just in my opinion, you get way better of a glide action. I think it sinks, a little bit faster. It can get down a little bit deeper, but the 6 cents draw, that got some big bites. And once you figure out how to use it, it definitely is a great bait. I will definitely be picking up probably another one of these in a different color. And then obviously I will be getting one of those fast sinking draws in the 6-inch, and I will be picking up a 9-inch. I can't tell you when, but I will be getting one very soon, and obviously a couple more swim baits. So if you guys have swim bait suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys suggest and what I should get. But thank you guys for all for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.